Well, good morning. Isn't it a lovely morning? Today, opportunistic orcas have developed a new feeding behavior that appears to be killing them. So we've talked about orcas a lot on this channel, and that's partially because they make the news a lot, being a big, very smart animal with a lot of controversy, and controversy tends to be with how people act towards them. They're just a beloved animal, just like other members of the dolphin family and whales, cetaceans in general. People tend to care about what happens to them. In this instance, more orcas have died entangled in fishing gear in Alaska this year than previous years, which may be linked to new behavior where they feed in front of ascending fishing nets. A record number of orcas has died this year after snacking on fish hauled up by commercial trawlers in Alaska, but then getting entangled in fishing gear, according to the North Atlantic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA. Fishers have linked the increase in mortality to a new behavior in which orcas, also known as killer whales, feed in front of nets that fishers simultaneously pull to the surface. In 2023, our captains have reported an increase in numbers of killer whales present near our vessels. The Groundfish Forum, Seattle-based fishery trade association that oversees activities on 19 trawlers in the North Pacific waters, said in a statement. While orcas are known to flock to fishing sites to feast on the catch, marine mammal scientists are not sure why this change has occurred. Orcas are highly intelligent and innovative marine mammals that can imitate and learn from each other in a process called social learning. Orcas are known to exploit human fisheries. Calm yourself down and this dog misses his mama, doesn't want to be in the room with me. Come up here. I am chopped liver to this dog, which provides you with an all-you-can-eat buffet worldwide. According to 2022 NOAA Fisheries report, longline fisheries, which dangle lines of baited hooks to catch various fish species, are particularly attractive as orcas can easily pluck the food off the hooks. Researchers have shown that poaching from fisheries is a behavior that can spread through orca populations via social learning. Oh, well, the fisheries is honestly one of the biggest issues that we as humans do to the planet, in my opinion. It's not that fishing is necessarily a bad thing, because anything can be done, harvested right. We can take, certain amounts and be fine. It's the methods, in my opinion. So if you're using nets, you're getting bycatch, it's basically that's the cheapest, most effective way to catch as much stuff as possible and make more money. And I'm at a point where I say seafood needs to be I think that anyone should be able to go out there and catch what they want to individually and even to sell it. But there needs to be a limit or regulations on nets. Just not really a thing that should happen. Not really, they got rid of gill netting and everything. But, we catch too much, to be quite honest. There needs to be a huge limit on it. And yeah, things are going to get way, it's going to get expensive. But the regular person should be able to go out there and get the fish as well. As long as the regular person go out and feed themselves, you get rid of a lot of the commercial fishing, the huge, I think it'll be a lot better for the animals in the long run. And, yeah, so anyway, I could be wrong on that. That's just my feeling on it. This opportunistic feeding behavior occasionally leads to entrapment, injury, and in some rare cases, death. 5 orcas were caught and died in fishing gear in a 5-year period between 2016 and 2020, according to a report. That doesn't seem that's not as bad as I thought it would be. But since January, the numbers of orcas that have died tangled in the nets off the coast of Alaska has been higher. In a statement published in September 21st, NOAA Fisheries said groundfish trawlers operating in the Bering Sea and off the Aleutian Islands in the North Pacific have accidentally trapped 10 orcas in fishing gear so far this year. Only one animal was released alive. Now, that's a bit of a difference. 10 this year, it's a pretty big deal. I mean, as far as I'm aware. For the other 9 orcas, NOAA's fisheries analyzing collected data to determine the cause of injury or death and determine which stocks these whales belong to through genetic information, the statement said. The agency is also reviewing information regarding an orca incidentally caught during an Alaskan Fisheries Science Center annual longline survey this summer, as well as the death of an orca found entangled in fishing gear off the central Bering Sea slope on June 7th. The scientists hope that the findings will shed light on the spike of orca injuries and deaths observed this year and help them develop guidelines to protect the animals. I mean, the more we're out there, the more animals that are going to die accidentally. And that's just the fact of it. I don't know if you're going to be able to stop it from happening unless you just stop the fishing. I could be completely wrong, but it seems like it's pretty intuitive of why it's happening. Orcas are long-lived and reproduce slowly, so an accidental removal of a few individuals by fisheries may put the overall population at risk. In the Bering Strait, orcas are protected under the Marine Mammal Protection Act of 1972, which requires boats and owners and operators to report the NOAA fisheries any injuries or death that occur during fishing or survey operations. Our vessels are changing the way we operate to try to avoid whales, including moving our vessels when whales are encountered and voluntarily stopping fishing operations this year in fisheries where killer whale mortalities occurred. Groundfish Forum, whose vessels have been involved in several fatal encounters with orcas this year, said in the statement. I mean, what else can they really say? Because if they don't say that they're going to do something or change something, there's going to be an outrage. Like, these are not stuff you can just brush off and be like, oh, whatever, 10 or that's a lot of orcas. I mean, I don't know what the exact populations are, so that kind of matters. But, like, that doesn't seem like it's nothing. So, yeah, I mean, something's got to change with the fisheries. I mean, you know, people care about these guys because, you know, it's because we kind of can do something about it. And I don't know how endangered orcas are, but I know a lot of, depending on the populations, a lot of their foods can be pretty endangered, especially the ones that eat like salmon and stuff. Like they can have their issues. Also, like the vaquita in Mexico, there's only like 10 left. And that was like earlier this year, I read about that. And they keep on getting caught as bycatch, and the Mexican government's not doing anything about it. So the vaquita is going to be gone in like any day now, basically. And we don't want it to get to that point. Luckily, nobody hunts these guys. I mean, as far as I'm aware, it's just accidental bycatch like this. So as much as it might suck to have bycatch and, you know, these animals die, maybe it's not affecting the populations as much, and we just care more than we do about other animals. I could be wrong. We'll see. And my dog just pooped in the house. Nice. So I got to go take care of that. But this article was done anyway. Leave it. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you on the next one. Keep it wild.